Well, hello again and welcome once more to all you Yuletide Hutteteers. Today we open that box once more into the Advent calendar, and what do we have to show? Well, this chap here, this rather splendid French cavalryman's helmet. To be more precise, the model worn by dragoons or cuirassiers, the sort of light cavalry reconnaissance force of the army. Now, there is a conflict of interest already. We have the conflict over function and form. This represents, just like the cuirass of the cuirassier, his breastplate, the last vestiges of armour for troops who would then expect to still perhaps have to fight each other man to man with the sword, the sabre. On the other side, we have form, beautiful form, form that talks all about the imperial majesty of La Belle France. The fact that France still saw itself in this way as a colourful representation of form, and within this, as we shall discover, there are other elements. Starting with the pieces themselves, the main body of the helmet is called the coque, the shell of the helmet, and then surmounted on top with this bracket comes out a great length of dark horsehair, the queue de cheval, mounted into this piece here, the cimier. The cimier is highly decorative, and if you see here at the front, we have a feminine form. To me that says, it speaks of France. La Belle France, after all, is a matriarch, and a feminine, curvy form speaks of her. Beneath, there is the plaque, the plate, and straight away, prominent, the motif of the bomb motif. Again, so typically French, so typically of the French military man down the centuries. Part of that heritage, part of that history. Over the top, mounted in the parade order, the chin strap, the scales, the juglière. And then, looking here, a little bracket. A bracket into which you place the plume, the red feather plume, which, again, speaks of France. It is made, of course, from cock feathers. More symbolism, more speaking of this great nation. Underneath it, there is a round piece of decorative wood with cotton, little like the slider, our own Lancer's hat lines. That, depending on the colour, will tell you which squadron of the regiment to which this cavalier belongs. One problem though, even on the battlefield of 1914, you think, gosh, that's a little garish. And the French army, as far back as the 1880s, this being the model 1872-74 helmet, had considered this problem and decided that they needed to dull it down, they needed to give it a bit of bronzage, as they call it. But that ultimately didn't prove to be quite enough. So by around 1900, they'd started making cotton covers to completely camouflage and neutralise this obviously massive reflective shine that would give away the position of any of your cavalrymen on the battlefield itself. As we get into 1914, these covers themselves had morphed into a variety of different colours, from dark blue to pale blue, from white even through to browns and ochres. But even by 1914, the days of this helmet, of course, will be numbered. It's no longer suitable for the modern battlefield. And by mid-1915, with a little bit of tinkering, even removing the cimier and painting our poor old friend here a rather drab horizon blue, it was not going to be enough. So autumn, September onwards, into 1915, sadly, we have to say au revoir to our glorious imperial helmet, to be replaced by the model 1915 Adrian helmet, La Casque Adrien. Et voilà. It's been an absolute plaisir, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Bye for now.